You know, we're always told that confidence is this big, loud thing, that it's all about making a splash and making sure everyone sees you. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the most powerful, most bulletproof confidence is actually silent? In this explainer, we're going to tear that old idea apart and look at a completely different way to think about self-assurance.
Think about it for a second. The last time you were in a big meeting or at a party, who seemed the most confident? Was it the person talking the loudest, the one who was the center of attention? See, our culture has pretty much trained us to say, yep, that's the one. But the actual psychology behind real confidence, well, it tells a much quieter and, frankly, a way more interesting story.
And this really gets to the heart of it all. We're all standing at a fork in the road, right? On one path, you can build your confidence on stuff like likes, views, and what other people think. It's kind of like a house of cards. Looks impressive, but it's super fragile. Or you can take the other path and build it like a giant old tree, with roots that go deep into your own standards and your own principles. One way leads to constant anxiety, the other leads to a strength that nothing can shake. That's the foundation we're going to talk about today. It's a way of thinking that's sometimes called the gray man philosophy. And look, don't let the name fool you. It's not about being boring or trying to be invisible. It's about being so completely sure of yourself that you don't need to be the center of attention. You can just blend in, totally unbothered, because your confidence is so deep, it doesn't have to make a sound. It just is.
All right, so where do we even begin? Well, the very first step is to just demolish this myth of external approval. We've got to stop looking to the outside world to tell us we're worthy and instead start building what we can call an inner scorecard.
There's actually a cool psychological term for this, an internal locus of evaluation. It's a super powerful concept. Basically, it means that you, and only you, get to be the judge of your own value. The opinions of others, the likes, the comments, all that stuff, it's just noise. The only report card that actually matters is the one you give yourself.
And when you really get this, the result is just freedom. You're completely free. You're no longer a slave to the crowd. You're not constantly checking your phone, hoping for that little hit of validation. The only person you're competing with is the person you were yesterday. And making that shift, man, it creates this core of self-worth that is just rock solid and totally unshakable. Okay, so once you start building that inner scorecard, you'll notice something pretty cool. It naturally leads to our second big idea, finding strength in stillness. This is all about taking apart that other myth, the one that tells us we always need a crowd or a circle around us to feel strong.
This brings us to a trait that's powerful but honestly pretty misunderstood. It's called low social dependency. And let's be super clear here, this has nothing to do with being antisocial or a hermit, not at all. It's that rare ability to be totally content, totally productive, all by yourself, without needing a constant stream of energy or approval from a group.
In the world we live in today, a world that's always connected, always on, this is a literal superpower. Solitude is where the deep work gets done. It's where you can really think for yourself and come up with new ideas. Genuinely confident people, they aren't afraid of being alone with their thoughts. In fact, they look for it. They thrive in it.
And you know what happens when you get comfortable working in that solitude? You stumble upon our third and final pillar, the power of silent action. This one goes right up against that very modern idea that you have to broadcast every single goal and every single move you make to the entire world.
Just let this one sink in for a second. Real discipline doesn't speak. I mean, really think about that. Real discipline doesn't post a selfie from the gym at 5 a.m. It doesn't write a long post about the book it's gonna write. It just does the work, quietly, consistently. And the results? The results become the announcement.
And get this, there's some fascinating brain science going on here. When you announce your goals, your brain gets this little premature hit of dopamine. That's the reward chemical. It feels good. It's like you've already done something. But that's the trap. That cheap satisfaction can actually kill your motivation to do the actual hard work. Working in silence, though, that keeps your drive intact. It keeps you hungry.
So let's just pull it all together. What are the 3 pillars of this deep, silent confidence? First, you got to build and trust your own inner scorecard. Your definition of success is the only one that matters. Second, find your power in being independent. Learn to be strong on your own. And third, let your actions be your voice. Move in silence and let the results make all the noise for you.
So I'll leave you with this one last thought to chew on. Just imagine all the energy you spend right now trying to get validation, performing for everyone, and announcing what you're about to do. Now,
What if you could take all of that energy and redirect it, focus it like a laser beam on just doing the work? Seriously, what could you achieve then?